So hello again. Today I'm actually going to break free from the normal routine. Instead of answering just questions that I receive, I've decided to post a few video tutorials on how to use different software. Again, like with the theme of this page, I'm going to assume you don't really know anything about the software, so I'll walk you through everything step by step. This software is actually geared towards the educational community, um, but it could be used in churches or at meetings or other events depending on what your needs are. And the software we're going to be talking about is ActivInspire. So before we dive into ActivInspire, we first need to figure out what actually it is. And ActivInspire is an interactive whiteboard software. Well, what does that mean? Well, you're probably familiar with a chalkboard or a dry erase board. If you are, you know you can walk up to the board, write on the board, and scribble your notes and things like that. And then that can be copied down by the user. Well, an interactive whiteboard software is pretty much the same thing. It's a whiteboard, so we can now project onto our screen using a projector a fake whiteboard onto the screen or an actual whiteboard, and we can use these pens, styluses that come with it, and in some of the newer software or boards we can actually use just our fingers and touch the screen, and we can annotate or write over top whatever we see. Now this is slightly different from a whiteboard or a chalkboard in that a whiteboard or chalkboard you can only really write on the board. If you have a projector, you can project something on screen and write on it, but that's about it. With an interactive whiteboard, we can actually write on anything that's on our computer display. So if we have a document camera, which is basically just a camera that's mounted over top of a piece of paper or anything for that matter, it's just a floating camera, we can put anything up under and show on our screen. If we have one of those, we can slide a piece of paper under it and we can write over top of it. If we're showing a movie, we can annotate right over top of the movie. We can pause it and circle elements in the movie and actually just interact with anything. Web pages, for instance. But the interactive whiteboard takes it a step further. Now we can do more than just write over top of things. We can actually make objects move. We can quiz students with it. We can make them drag and drop elements into placeholders, and if they're wrong, it'll kick it out. So for instance, if we're teaching an elementary lesson about beginning sounds or ending sounds, we can say, which of these pictures begin with the letter A? We can slide it up into the container, and if it doesn't, we can have that object bounce back out. So there's some interaction with there, which allows us to engage our students more than just simply writing on a whiteboard or chalkboard. So an interactive whiteboard software just goes that extra mile, and actually rather than just writing, we're now talking about engaging with our audience. Again, school setting or church setting or any other setting that you could see where this might be beneficial. So today we're going to talk about ActivInspire, and that's just one version of software out there. There are tons of them. Mimeo has them. There's IPEVO has one called Annotator. There's Smart, makes a smart notebook, and a lot of people are familiar with smart boards. As a matter of fact, that's kind of like the generic term. You might go to a different state and they may refer to every type of cola pop as a Coke. Give me a Coke. It's just a generic term. It doesn't mean they're all actually smart boards. They're interactive whiteboards. But there's a lot of them out there. Today I want to show you ActivInspire. So if you want to join, you can go to http://www.prometheanplanet.com and sign up for a free account, and you can download this software and follow along. If this is of no interest to you, stay tuned. We'll do other videos later. But for now, we're going to go ahead and go through ActivInspire. Can't wait to get started.